year two is kind of learning your body and like how to practice, how to get it right for rehab. What does that mean like to you? Like, well, how are you taking those steps?
To me, it's just learning how to be a pro, right? And part of being a professional is, yeah, just being available. We say that a lot is our best ability is our availability. And, yeah, I mean, I just got to take the next step, going into year two. And, I see it as a good thing that, that's one of the glaring things that I need to work on rather than, some on the field stuff. So, yeah, I'm definitely just putting a point of emphasis on, recovering as giving my body the time it needs to recover and, yeah, just doing everything in my power to make sure I'm full go on Sunday.
Evan, it's year two for you, but it's also year two just for this whole defense under Coach Athlete. How much more is there that this defense can expand on and show that maybe no one saw last year?
Yeah, I mean, we feel like there's a whole new level that we can tap into, truthfully. Yeah, we really feel like we're just hitting the tip of the iceberg as far as, our disguise goes, as far as just – like implement. You can only put in so much as year one. You try to get your basics down. You'll run a lot of that, and then kind of make a few changes off of that to add to the playbook. But now having a full offseason with this defense, you could already see that half is creating some stuff, and it's already looking to be effective. And so yeah, I mean I feel that disguise wise we were really good last year, and there's still another step that we can take in that department, but. As far as the playbook, I feel like it'll continue to expand, the deeper we get.
You're not in the cornerback room, but seeing Bo on the defensive side of the ball, what was that kind of like yesterday for the first time?
Different, right? Most of the offensive guys were tripped out more than I was because, you see a white jersey coming running at you from the offensive perspective, and they're all confused. But for me, it was cool, honestly, like just being able to kind of just communicate with the guy that, you're normally going head-to-head with. And, I mean, he's an athlete, honestly. Like, seeing him out there, I was watching film last night, and he's pretty sticky in coverage, for his first time out there. And so, anytime we can get a guy like that that's just an athlete out there, it's pretty cool, in my opinion, for him to be able to, be as versatile as he is and play both sides of the ball.
You had mentioned the defense as a whole, but how different has this year been for you, having a year of experience under your belt this offseason?
Yeah, it's been pretty big for me. I feel like I'm a guy that learns through experience, right? Learns through, being in the fire more than just sitting back and watching. And so I feel like I'm just, each rep, each step I'm taking this year, I'm just gaining confidence, gaining experience. And, yeah, honestly, I'm just looking to take that step, being a confident football player out there. And, hopefully I'll have the defense just playbook sort of in my back pocket so I can, take that next step and, think about other things. Think about, okay, what is the offense trying to do here? What is this formation telling me? And I feel like, yeah, I could take steps in that department, just, taking it a step further and, becoming a more proactive player rather than just being reactive.
Kind of looking at that though, Evan, I mean, obviously there is a long way to go here, but what do you think enabled you to make the impact right away that you did? I mean, just being able to come in day one, I mean, all rookie team, everything that came with it. What was sort of the key to that, do you feel like?
I mean, I'd honestly give it to my surroundings more than anything, just coaching staff for just laying out a plan and making it simple for us, allowing us to kind of just go out there and play fast, use our instincts. And instincts is something I definitely hang my hat on, as a player. And so I give props to, coaching staff and also just the experience in our room. X helped me a lot last year as far as picking up the playbook and, again, how to handle yourself as a pro, how to watch film, just those little things that can give you an edge on any given Sunday. Yeah, so, I mean, I would point to my surroundings at first. If I had to give myself, any credit, I would just say I kind of hang my hat on being able to pick things up and, not make the same mistake twice. Whenever I'm on the field, I want a coach to have, utmost trust that, I'm going to execute and just be where I need to be to make those type of plays. And so, yeah, I mean, I that was something I came into training camp just, knowing to go as hard as I can and, just be a student, just be a sponge, soak up as much information as I could. And I think that led to some good things my first year.
You mentioned X. Where did your relationship grow during the course of the season? Where is it now? And how much better can it get? Because you guys obviously work in tandem.
Yeah, I mean, it grew pretty tremendously that first year. This offseason, we've been just staying in contact, kind of bouncing ideas back and forth, and through this OTA kind of series, we've been able to just watch film, watch a few other teams and just talk about how we would, go through these type of plays, how he sees it, how I see it, and just kind of being able to have that open line of conversation, communication is definitely something that's really big for a back end, right? Just being able to, bounce information off each other and just see how somebody else thinks of, a set and how they think that we could best execute it against a route concept or something. Like, all ideas are good ideas is how I kind of see it, because even if it's not the premier way to play whatever a route concept, at least you're getting another idea, how you could play it against another team. And so, yeah, me and him have really just grown tremendously as far as our relationship. As it was coming into my first year, we've just stayed in real close communication, and looking to keep taking steps on that relationship, and just keep bonding.
We talk about the wide receiver group and all the guys that are in that room. There's X, there's you, there's Javon, there's KT. Zane started to get, how do you feel about your group as a whole, and what's the competition level like among you guys?
High, I'll say that much. But that's what you gotta love, especially as a competitor. You see all these guys taking strides. KT, you said it. KT's going into his second year. Just everybody's getting more comfortable with the system, and everybody's doing their utmost to show the coaches that, okay, I belong here. I can you can trust me in these scenarios. And I feel like as a whole that just really boosts all of our confidence and just boosts all of our competitive juices. When you're out at practice, that I don't have a spot guaranteed for me, right? And so just, every time you're out there on practice, it makes you a little more, adamant about, just being intentional with your reps. I feel like that good competitive juices are flowing. Anytime we have those flowing, it's going to be, lead to some positive things on our end. So,
What's it going to take for the defense to take a next step for this upcoming year?
What's it going to take? I would probably start with just communication, just being a connected group. I've found that in my time just playing football, I feel like the teams that are most successful that I've been on are just those that trust each other and are just connected, on a different level. When you're able to have enough reps under your belt that you understand, okay, I don't have to worry about this side of the field because I know my corner knows what to do in this scenario, or you just kind of get those reps, being with the guys around you, and you get a sense of how to play off of one another, and you just get more comfortable, on the field, and, you're more inclined to take calculated risks, when you understand and trust your help is going to be where it needs to be. It allows us to kind of be more aggressive on that front. And so, I feel like as long as we can, keep taking steps and just being a really connected group, we're going to breed some good things.
The outside world might have question marks about the cornerback room here. Why should they not?
Say it one more time.
So, people in the outside world, especially with losing Ja, might have question marks about your cornerback depth,
Sure.
cornerback room. Why should they not? I know everybody in the building likes it. Why should the fans and everybody else not be concerned about the cornerback depth?
Yeah, as for starters, we brought in somebody that's, innate, that's already been a beast, so far. So as far as just numbers go, we got, a true guy in Nate coming in, that's ready to dominate. Key has already proven that he's, just a versatile factor. You could throw him in at nickel and he could be just as effective as if he's, on the outside. And I feel like just having that versatility in the corner room, as well as having Bull, a guy that can play nickel, that can play at safety, and just kind of, we have a bunch of pieces that are pretty interchangeable, and that's something we talk about a lot, and that just leads to good thing from a defensive perspective, just because an offense doesn't know what you're going to do on any given play. So I'm not worried about our corner group at all. We've been balling out so far in OTAs, and we'll see if we pick up somebody else. I know we're a little light right now just because we have a couple injuries right now, but no, don't worry is what I would say to anybody worrying. We're going to get it figured out.
I don't know how quickly the practice film gets uploaded. Did you guys get hosed on the final touchdown from Jordan to?
It was a sack. I'll say that much. It was a most definite sack. I didn't even see it because I was in coverage, but I'm gonna say it's a sack. I'm standing on that for sure.